Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Please have a seat, Mr. Ibnu. I will tell you about what's going to happen during your interview. As you know, I'm the manager of the department you have applied to. Now, can you please tell me a bit about yourself?
Of course, sir. My name is Ibnu Nabil Zidane. I was born in Bogor, June 24, 2000. My hobby are playing video games, programming, and surfing the internet.
Mr. Ibnu, why do you want to work in this video game industry?
Because when I was still 10 years old, I was obsessed with playing video games with my friends. Back then, we only played video games from PlayStation 1. As I'm growing up with video games, I eventually start following video game forum, often discussing what video games developer could do better. I began to realize that instead of criticizing the developer, I should start designing my own video games. That's why I'm start to becoming interested in coding and programming. I'm passionate about creating new worlds and interactive games such as Skyrim, Zelda, and Dragon Quest that I would love play as a high school student.
All right. What are your favorite video game, Mr. Ibnu?
My favorite video game is when I love the newest video game, and but I also like the classic video game, especially an adventure one, such as the classic Final Fantasy and Skyrim with a beautiful storytelling. I find this kind of story and the world of this game, it helps me to unwind the most at the end of a long day. It feels like you are watching a movie, but while also you are interacting with the storyline. I like to design a game that players will view as a masterpiece with a beautiful world background in the future.
That sounds good. Can you tell me what common thing video game develop overlook?
I think they overlook uh, they overlook about the character arc. They often doing so. While I have plen- played plenty video games with a good plot, good story, I would enjoy seeing more growth from this character. Along with the game design, I have a background in creative writing. I think I could really help with the story design and come up with more engaging character. Also, I think it's important to give the user more realistic view of this character might interact in the game world. Of course, I am open to creating a fantastical character in a fantasy game.
All right. Are you willing to work overtime to meet deadlines?
I'm willing to work overtime when necessary, of course. I hope that throughout the course of my project, my team, and me also can stick to the deadlines to ensure there is less overtime. I'm committed to maintaining the reputation of your brand by getting a final product to players by the date we promise.
All right. What would you do if you sir notice a lot of bug in the game you developed?
If I notice bugs in my game, I would definitely do whatever I need to get them to fix it right away. I will take the responsibility for my oversight, working extra hour if I need to. I would use this experience as a chance to learn from my mistake. Once I make an error, I'm sure to do the text correctly the next time I do it.
That sounds great. Thank you. As you already know about this department, we need a creative developer in this new era of game industry. And from what I read and I hear, you can be candidate for this job. We have we hope to make decision by the end of the day tomorrow and inform the candidate afterward by email. So you will hear from us soon. Goodbye and thank you for your time.
Goodbye and thank you again, Mr.
Good morning, Mister.
Good morning. Please take a seat. And Mr. Alfin, I will tell you about what's going on what in this interview. As you know, I'm the manager of the department you apply to. Now, can you please tell me about a bit about yourself, Mister?
Of course, my full name is Alfin Chair. I was born in Aceh, 20, 2 August 2001. My hobby is playing video game, watch a movie, and find something on internet like smartphone and technology.
Mm. So, why do you want to work in this video game industry this day, Mister Alfin?
Uh, when I was 11 years old, I was obsessed with playing video game, especially on the smartphone. And back then, the only video game was playing from the PlayStation 2. As I'm growing up with the video game, I even just start following video game forum. Often discussing what the video game developer called do better, and I began to realize the instead of critic developers, I should start design video game myself. That's when I started to become interested in coding and programming. I passionate about creating new world and interactive game like Animal Crossing and Assassin's Creed, and that would have loved as high school student.
Oh, that's interesting. And what's your favorite video games, Mr. Alvin?
I am someone who love the mobile game like Mobile Legend and PUBG Mobile, and also like adventure classic game like Assassin's Creed, uh, Zelda, and many many more. I play the game and push my rank to higher rank and all the day to my Mobile Legend.
Oh, this sounds good. Uh, and now, can you tell me what are common things that video game developers often to overlook?
One thing I noticed that video game developer forget about the character arc. While I have played plenty of the game with phenomenal plots, I would enjoy seeing more grow from this character. Along with game design, I have background in creative writing. I think I could really help the story designer come up with more engaging character. Also, I think it's important to give user a more realistic view of how this character might interact in the game world. Of course, I'm open to creating fantastic character for fantastic game.
All right. And are you willing to work overtime to meet the deadlines, Mr. Alvin?
Of course, I'm willing to work overtime when I necessary. I hope that throughout the course of the project, my team can stick the deadline to ensure that it's less overtime. I'm committed to maintaining the reputation of your brand by getting a final product to player by the date we promised them.
That's quite assuring. What would you do if the user notice a lot of bugs in game that you develop?
If I notice a bug in my game, I would do whatever I needed to get them fixed right away. I will take responsibility for my oversight, working extra hour if I need to. I would use the experience as a chance to learn from my mistake. Once I make an error, I'm sure to do the task correctly the next time I do it.
All right, that sounds great. Thank you, Mr. Alvin. As you already know about this department, we need a creative developer in this new era of the game industry, especially this day when the corona is still on air and a lot of people staying at home. So, from what I can read and hear from you, you can be a candidate for this job. We hope to make a decision by the end of the day after tomorrow and inform the candidates afterward by email. So you will hear from us soon. Goodbye and thank you, Mr. Alpin.
Goodbye and thank you again.